Eiji, a normal high school student, got betrayed by his girlfriend so hard that he was at the edge of the rooftop, ready to end the misery once and for all. However, there was something else planned for him. The manga starts with our main protagonist texting someone. Up closer, it seems like he was texting his girlfriend, Miyuki, who seemed to turn him down from something. Eiji writes her back with cheerful praises and wishes. It was not a normal occasion. Rather, it was their special birthday date that they both planned so hard for, and he can't believe that she even rejected him on such a day. As he sits there wondering why he even bothered getting up and readying himself, we hear the loud train track noise over and over again. We learn that Eiji mustered the courage to confess his love to his one and only childhood friend, and with perfect timing, they both decided to date each other last Christmas. Everything was going very smooth with them until recently, and things had been a little weird. Just one glance at her and anyone would know for a fact that they are not childhood friends, and the aura and presence she has is somewhat of an idol's, and that is why almost everyone in the school considers her to be the beauty queen. He himself finds himself too lucky to be able to date such a person, and he has been very respectful and patient, and they have gotten to the point that they haven't kissed each other yet. This time it was very different, as he himself knew that she would never dodge a date and time together, but today it is clear that she is acting and making excuses. Although he was ready, he decided to just go to the restaurant they both planned to visit. Eiji thought that it would have been a waste to return home, since he went all out on this date. He twirls through the horde of people and soon he came across the place they planned to watch a movie together. Eiji imagines how it would have been for the both of them, and this time he would surely push the gas and push their relationship forward. Eiji made sure to make her feel comfortable and never, ever pushed her to the point where he would be taking advantage of her. As he shakes off the thoughts that almost made him a different man, he goes inside the nearby street. There he heard entirely different sounds and music, and almost everywhere were couples, publicly embracing each other. The place that he ended up just near the location they were supposed to meet was a love hotel district. As he saw what was going on around, he blushes from embarrassment, and quickly realized that this is an entirely different thing from what they planned. His mind shifted to fantasies again, and he imagined how their pace of relationship could skyrocket, and they would finally visit a love hotel and go a step beyond. As he imagined her erotic face, and blushed even more, he was ready to leave the place. But there he heard a voice that he knew was of someone he knew. From the back, two couples were teasing each other, playing around with each other. And there, Miyuki was actually present in the love hotel district with a different man, holding him closer to her chest and having the best time of her life. As it seemed like they were in a deep and loving relationship, Eiji quickly called out to her with a weak and stuttering voice. Eiji was told by her that she would be working on something that her school gave her, and she would have to spend some more hours in the school. But in reality, she lied and went to the love hotel with a different man by her side, and was having the best time of her life. When he called out to her, all her laughs went away in an instant, and she went into a panic mode and started to stutter out his name. As he himself was left speechless, and started to huff for air. With perfectly timing, both asked each other what they were doing here. Eiji, in anger, grabbed her arm and pulled her near, and she ended up screaming that it hurts. In the next instant, the guy next to her smacks him very hard and knocks him down on the ground. As he looks up and questions what is going on, the guy next to her starts to spew how Eiji should keep his hands off of his girl. As he stutters from the pain and realization of something, the guy started to tell him how Miyuki actually dated him because he was her childhood friend and she felt bad to even think about rejecting him and breaking Eiji's heart. He adds that she herself said these things about how boring he really is, and how sweaty his palms were when they started to date each other and held hands for the first time. In total disbelief, Eiji's entire world came crumbling down, and the guy laughs how Miyuki said all these things while moaning in the bed with him, as they both embrace each other. As he heard this, the thin thread that he clung on snapped as well, and the pure girlfriend who he cherished more than anything and respected and trusted the most, was actually saying the most painful words about him, while embracing a different man. His poor eyes widen and he prayed to God that this all be just a dream. He starts to panic, and the guy started to continue and mention that if she still likes her nobody boyfriend that much, she can end her ties with him, and with a cold voice he tells her to either break up with him or break up with me. Immediately she starts to cry like a victim and beg him to stop and not end their relationship. She cries that she even went all the way with him, since she knew that he was the one for her. She even told him that she would die if she were to be separated. As he patted her head, Eiji was devastated to every extent. And the lowlife passed a big wide smirk, letting him know that he has his girlfriend wrapped around his finger. He pets her and tells her to scream out aloud what she thinks of him. There Miyuki starts to tell him that she thought of him as a boring, clingy stalker who pestered her more than anything, and she tells him in a cold voice that he was an abusive and horrible boyfriend. As she said this, poor Eiji just couldn't believe that this was the stop to his life with her, and the way she is handling and ending it made it something traumatizing, and she ends everything that they had together and warns him to stay away from her, and there is no way that he can talk to her in the school. That day, after those two splashed him like an insect, destroyed everything that he cherished and trusted, he returned back to his home. His mother and older brother greeted him with a bright smile and asked if he is hungry and would like to eat something since he ran away in a hurry and didn't even took a bite. Eiji tells his brother that he is okay and quietly went to his bed. He just lay there and kept thinking of the thing that he just went through and how it was so simple for the two of them to end and stomp on him. He even started to skip dinners, and every time he would close his tearing eyes, he would get nightmares of the both of them embracing each other while laughing at Eiji. Both of them would laugh and spew how he just wasn't enough for her status. And every time he would pray for these nightmares to end and beg to let him have some peace. Soon, poor Eiji came to the point that he started to fear falling asleep. After taking some time off, he went to the school again, and as he walked quietly, his friend surprises him from the back. There we see that Eiji was in a bad condition, as big black bags were under his eyes indicating that he wasn't able to sleep at all. As his friend asked how his love life is, he dodges the question. In front of him, he sees Miyuki casually walking and talking with her friends. He remembered how in the past she would always call out to him and would pursue him as they were kids. Mustering up the courage, he decided to call out to her, and just as he was able to reach her, she notices this and glances back at him and calls out his name. Miyuki's best friend quickly gets in front of her and tells him to stay away, telling him that he is a disgusting and low-life creep, as she threatens him and warns him how she would end his life in an instant. Eiji never even did anything, and he just stood there wondering what was the crime he was being punished over. After school, he was inside his blanket again, since that is the only time he feels like he is safe. He gets a notification, and once he checked it, unknown messages started to shower on him, telling him that he is disgusting and he should just end it all. In an instant, his entire feed was filled with painful and dark messages, all blaming him for being a pervert, creepy and abusive piece of trash that should just disappear. He starts to gasp for air, and the messages piled up one after the other. He quickly throws away his phone, and the notifications and vibration from his mobile went on all night long. The next day, he was shaken to the core and went to the school. Somewhat he was sure that the prank happened to him was done by Miyuki's best friend. He opens the door to his classroom, and inside no one bothered him, but as he sat on his chair, he started to hear all sorts of gossips about him, and how he was the worst, an enemy to women, a stalker, a predator. His entire classroom was against him, and they went on and on. He speaks up and tells them that he didn't do anything, and Miyuki's friend slams his desk and tells him to shut up. She starts to tell how he stalks the two celebrities of the school and how there were multiple people confirming that he would stalk Miyuki. It was clear that all hope was lost for him, and he was at a state where nothing was clear to him. As he ran off to eat his lunch on the rooftop, he ate it with dead and tired eyes, and his club also reminded him that there were no club activities since there was a strange rumor going on. All the classes that he once thought he could rely on were no longer there. He musters the courage to visit the club president and ask for his help, but as he was to open the door, from behind, every single person on the other side were agreeing how he was actually creepy and looked like a criminal from the very start. They start to fight how he recruited him by mistake, and how they should just kick him out. Hearing this, tears began flowing from his cheeks, and he was sure that he was fighting a fight where he was alone, and the number of enemies against him were endless. He goes to speak with his teacher who could help him, and as he went to her office, there Miyuki and her friend were already present, and shared how they were being followed by Eiji all this time and how they were scared. Miyuki herself agreed that everything is terrifying for her. Eiji immediately dashed off, knowing that he is fighting a losing battle that is going to swallow him in a black hole. And this would be the end of his high school life. To perfectly corner him, the bullies even started to threaten his parents, and warned him that if he were to snitch or call for help, they would visit his parents and settle the differences there. As he returned home, his mother was sure that he was hiding something too dark and asked if everything was okay with him. He stood there listening to their concerns and quietly walked away. Although he could ask for help, he knew that his parents should not be dragged into what he is facing. They kept telling him to enjoy school, and he finally managed a fake smile, reassuring them that he is doing fine. Miyuki, on the other hand, was the biggest loser of them all. She didn't just lose everything, but she even lost herself. She herself was sleepless and would constantly wonder if everything is just a dream. She was shocked to see that her life that she thought would work out was actually the opposite. She constantly thought how things could have been avoided if she were to visit a different place. And she was also aware that her childhood friend was being severely harassed and bullied to the point that the whole school enjoys it. Every time she would see him, she would start to cry, but would remind herself that she doesn't deserve to cry. It all started when she expressed how slow and steady their relationship was progressing, and Miyuki's best friend introduced her to her senior. Kondo was a soccer ace and was all over the place. Miyuki was somewhat happy to hang around with such a popular guy, and soon she began to feel more comfortable around him, as his seductive talks and praises always blushed her. In the most unexpected way, they both kissed each other, as soon as they were at the stage of understanding each other. She even went all the way with him, and even offered herself to him. As she was guilty at first, he would always badmouth Eiji, and they two began to indulge in something disgusting. Both were enjoying themselves, not knowing that karma always gets back to the people who backstab. Before they were caught by Eiji, Miyuki somewhat still cared for their date that they were supposed to be together at, but Kondo would always spew how he could just hang out with a different chick and throw her out. But after they were exposed by him, after a few days, Kondo broke up with her and completely dumped her as well. The absolutely low-class Miyuki lost two of them and gained nothing out of this, and instead she thought that maybe Eiji would forgive her, but it turned out that Eiji became someone different, and she quietly kept her image intact and framed him as the criminal. As she lost the gem of a human, who cherished her and respected her with everything, she lost a man who would have held her hand all the way through life. As she cried and wept for what she did. On the other hand, the bullying got more severe and people would find every excuse to hurt him and remind him that he is trash. As he entered the class, their board was covered by harsh words regarding him, and people wrote how he is trash, and even revealed the location of his parents, so students would target them as well. As he looked at this, his world changed more aggressively. The only people he wanted to protect were about to be attacked by these mindless heathens. With pure hatred, Eiji dashes to the piece of garbage who planned all of this, and Eiji confronts him. Kondo laughs and lets him know that it was fun to twist his life here and there, and mocked him for losing his girl and everything. This all was just a show for Kondo, and he had more pleasure destroying his life than spending time with Miyuki. As he smirks, he reminds him that he loves ruining other people's lives. Poor Eiji collapses and falls down from all of this, and later wakes up in the nurse's office. As the nurse confronts him and leaves, Eiji had a lifeless face, and had the eyes of a man who gave up on living in this harsh world. He was sure that no matter how much he would beg, no one would come for his help. His teachers were blinded by the stories of their favorite students, and ignored the other side of the story. And his parents are about to face the humiliation from something that he never did. As he cried if anyone would even help, his club that he loved more than anything, decided to kick him out as well. Eiji starts to cry and tears overflowed as he didn't even get the chance to fight back. This all scared him too much that he became paranoid, and would cry why nothing he could do is enough. He makes his way to the top of the school, and as he climbed the stairs, he laughed how easy he thought enduring was. But the voices from the back hurt more than bullets, and gossips and rumors were poison that would sting all day. He sat there and remembers the things that he has been hearing for weeks and weeks. And nothing but cruelty of human was filled inside his ears. He wanted to be free and wanted to move on. He climbed the most dangerous stairway of the entire school. Finally he opens the door and was ready to be at ease for once and for all. But there he saw a girl, who glances back at him. A beautiful girl looks at him with pure eyes and he looks back at her. Eiji had no idea that meeting this girl was the start of the revenge that he was not going to take. Rather, people around him will help to take, since he lost everything. Fate would gift him something better, and his life would turn out to be the best of the best.